I'll bet you it's a Zoom setting. Now say something.
What
There you go. There you go. I think that calls for a little something, something.
you got there?
So this is when I was in South Carolina, end of January. Um, we traveled in and out of the Savannah, Georgia airport. So we flew into
Yes.
Savannah, drove to Hilton
Wait,
Head,
hold
South.
on. Did you utilize the duty free?
Well, it's not a duty free. It's kind of a duty free, but it was a liquor store that featured only distilleries and wineries from around the area. So this is Sippin' Saint Moonshine, and the distillery is Burnt Church Distillery in Bluffton, South Carolina. And so,
Shit, bummer to hear about their church.
yeah, right. So, and I've been enjoying this. This is it's basically a cordial, iced coffee moonshine. I also got some rum from the Hilton Head Distillery. So we're in the airport. Me and my boss, who's also an
Alcoholic?
aficionado. Yeah, yeah. So we're in the airport, and it's past security, right? So you can go in there, and you don't have to worry about getting this through a security line or whatever. And so, like, I bought 2 bottles. He bought like 3 bottles. And so we're like trying to load up our carry-on backpacks with like these bottles of liquor. It was funny. They gave us these cool little plastic netty things that slide down over the neck of the bottle so that they don't clink together and shatter. So anyway, what's up, Drew?
Nice.
So cheers.
No, I've got some travelers that we use. Cheers, by the way. That they're insulated so that if pressure or anything, even if the glass shatters,
Yeah.
and all the liquid comes out, it stays contained inside this glass.
Inside. That's cool. That's
And
very
then
cool.
your luggage is spared. 100.
I'm Bert,
I'm Drew.
I'm Ron.
I'm Ryan.
and this is the 100 Albums Podcast, where we discuss the ins, the outs, and the absurdities of a poster that depicts 100 seemingly random albums. And here we are at album number 62, as we continue going through these 100 albums that appear on the poster that Drew got a couple of years ago from his wife, Lisa. We first went through the entire poster, listened to each and every album, and shared our thoughts and reactions with each other via video chat. And once we were all done, we thought it might be a fun project to turn into a podcast. So let's talk about this week's album. Ella Fitzgerald sings the Cole Porter Songbook. Start with the vibe, guys. What are your first impressions?
I have a question. Did she have to sing the whole book on one album?
I got an answer. She didn't even come close, but that was
Dude,
Well, I mean, but
This is
that's
a
what
lot of
that-
album.
But that came through on the text chain, right? It was
Yeah.
like Ryan was like 2 period hours.
yeah,
Yeah, it's long.
yeah. I was shopping when we were texting that, and I was listening to very widely different music. Little Michelle Camilo, and I was like, "Oh no, I am not in the mood for this." But I mean, I put it on, and it's a solid bunch of songs by one of the greatest singers we have, and really, there's just not a lot to complain about. So the vibe is good, but it's not high powered.
I'd say my vibe is Natalie Imbruglia.
What?
Are you like a bird?
Are you torn?
I am torn.
That's what's going on. Nothing's fine, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed. Lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed.
I got the wrong song.
I'm Like a Bird is Nelly Furtado, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
He's like, yeah, whatever.
I thought
Yeah,
that was promiscuous.
that's a name worth remembering. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling a little torn on this because she's one of the greatest vocalists I've ever heard. And you've got the songs of Cole Porter, which are all great. I think you've got everything stacked in their favor, except for having an editor.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that on the recordings. I mean
You
on
mean on the album?
but of course,
program.
different time, 1956. But and I'm sure we'll get into this. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad
I've
you-
got some notes on that. Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot of meal.
Yeah, and with a lot of unnecessary parts to it. But like I said, yeah, I didn't have any negative, but I'm glad you voiced that because certainly was kicking around in my head. And she did another one too later on.
yeah, yeah.
So, I mean,
not another Cole Porter, but
yeah, another Cole Porter. She did.
oh, she did another Cole Porter. I didn't
Yeah.
see that one. I saw.
She did a bunch.
This was a thing.
She did a bunch of
She
like the
did
Songbook
George and I Were
albums. Yeah, yeah.
Gerwin,
No.
But yeah, she did another Cole Porter. So maybe it's redos or maybe
Well,
it's whole.
so I mean,
dash.
and I've got some points on a bunch of the stuff, but yes, she was groundbreaking in that way, and I'm putting air quotes around groundbreaking in that people hadn't done this yet. This was a new thing, doing like choosing a composer and saying, hey, I'm just going to sing a bunch of this composer's music or whatever. And so she was kind of a leader in that space. I enjoyed this, guys. Now,
No, I'm really
Now-
not surprised.
well, so I mean, so to me, if you line this up next to Frank Sinatra's songs for swinging lovers, it's the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not because they're very different vocalists and that kind of thing, but it's the same idea, right? It's that same vibe. It's very swingy and it's very fun. I just dig this kind of music. Now, what I will say is this a headphones listen? Absolutely not. At least not for me. This is it's on in the background. This is fun. It's kind of fun swing music that you've got on in the background that you when you're cooking dinner or when you're eating dinner or anything else with food. I'm hungry. Sorry. and this isn't helping, I'll say for the record too, but it's a nice kind of background vibe. It sets a fun kind of cool mood for me. And so I enjoyed the listen. But the caveat there, the asterisk is I wasn't sitting down doing like an active headphones listen like the way I have with some of the other albums on the post.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that, but I also wonder if we're cheating her from that by saying you don't have to, but it's just true. Like I said, it's just kind of like a solid example of music without the details that, we always like to say headphones would require or bring out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the Beyonce episode, Ryan said, this is a mandatory headphones listen, right? Because there's so many little nuanced things that are happening. I didn't feel that way with Ella, right? Even though she is one of the greatest vocalists we've ever had.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, I can definitely see your point, Bert. I think for me, it's great background, great cooking. But at the same time, I can see sitting down with headphones and really digging into her voice and getting a nice audiophile experience. Would I do it with this whole fucking album? No. Would I do it for some of these songs just to like, okay, I'm going to chill out, going to relax. I'm going to have me a nice little experience with a drink and just chill. I can see that. It's not like sitting down like Radiohead. So you can, like you said, hear all the nuance. This is just, I want to hear her voice and it's a mood.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see the headphone being a wonderful way to listen to her phrasing, let her speak directly to your ears. Could you get that same level of attention in just paying attention as opposed to having this in the background? Potentially. But I think to everyone's point here, it's a lot of music.
Yeah.
And I think it actually benefits from its original format of a double LP because you probably wouldn't play 4 sides in a row. For us, preparing for this episode and deep diving, listening to 4 sides in a row, that's 32 tracks on the original release.
Mm-hmm.
This, I think, is the longest album we've tried to digest for one episode, right?
Yes.
2 hours and something minutes, right?
Yep. 2 hours, 1 minute.
And from the same composer, which again, no digging at Cole Porter. Boy, I wish I had his output. But that is a long time to only listen to Cole Porter songs. It's tricky.
That reminds me of your John Philip Sousa joke. A little bit different, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and his songs are different. I mean, again, not hating on him, but some recordings of Ella, man, it's just she is incredible. And
I mean, there are albums of hers that I wish were on the poster that are not this one.
Right.
For example,
a recording of of her singing "Bewitched." I don't even know what album, probably on 30 of her albums, but.
When love came and told me I shouldn't sleep, bewitched, bothered and bewildered, am I?
It's just such one of my favorite songs of hers, and so these are great. But it's and it was, I have nothing to complain about. But maybe it's just a collection, and they weren't thinking of it as an album after all, like you said, Ryan. And it was meant to be a volume in an encyclopedia of recorded music, which would make perfect sense.
And it makes me wonder, back to the poster secrets
of the poster.
Why this one? Because she does other songbooks. So, like, for example, the Ella and Duke, which is also a double album, I actually like a lot better than this. I own that one. The Lullabies of Birdland album, which is a single album, would have been a great choice. I realize that I'm not trying to diminish Ella, because I don't think this does, but the Ella and Louie, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. The very first one they did together, where she even makes fun of him essentially vocally. It showcases her skills so well in a very brief form. Seems so much more poster worthy. Again, this is not to discredit this album, but to say what should have made
why this album.
Yeah. One of the greatest voices of all time,
Yeah.
I really do question that on this one, the choice with such a massive amount.
Yeah, I was just going to say her catalog is.
I mean,
huge.
It's just not the most dynamic, It's just and even the arrangements of some of these tracks are okay. Yeah. Not bad, but not as high as I've heard. Yeah. Whatever. But good vibes. Good vibes.
Cool. Hey, let's talk about the background a little bit. Ella Fitzgerald was born on April 25th, 1917 in Newport News, Virginia. She was raised in Yonkers, New York. She experienced a difficult childhood. Her parents separated shortly after her birth. Mom died in 1932 when Ella was 15. After that, she went through periods of homelessness, had some time in a reform school. Kind of a tough break for Ella. Initially, she dreamed of becoming a dancer. And in 1934, at age 17, she entered an amateur night at Harlem's famous Apollo Theater. She planned to dance, but she decided to sing instead after seeing another dance act perform before her. She was like, oh, those guys are pretty good. I'm going to sing. So she sang a couple of songs, and she won first prize and $25. So she starts performing professionally then. She joined drummer Chick Webb's orchestra in 1935. She became the band's featured vocalist. In 1938, first major breakthrough for her, a hit, was A Tisket, a Tasket.
A tisket, a tasket, a brown and yellow basket. I send a letter to my mommy. On the way I dropped it.
Which was a playful adaptation of the nursery rhyme. That sold over 1 million copies. Then she toured extensively and gained national recognition. After Webb's death in 1939, Ella took over the band, and they renamed themselves the Ella Fitzgerald and her famous orchestra. She was signed to Decca Records and recorded primarily swing, novelty songs, pop ballads, and jazz. She collaborated with, you mentioned, Ryan Louis Armstrong and others. She was a pioneer in scat singing, that is, using your voice as an improvisational instrument. Side note, Bert's opinion, scat singing is weird. I've just never been a big fan, and I'm glad there wasn't much of that on this album.
You're right.
Side
There
note-
wasn't. I didn't even think about that.
Side note, fuck you. Also,
I thought I might get that response, but I'm just putting. I'm being authentic. I'm being my honest self.
and also to her winning $25, you said that was kind of like a spit coming out of your mouth. I would like to remind you that in that time, that was equivalent to almost $600 in today's money.
So, I did not mean to demean the 1930s in that way. I guess what I was thinking is when you look at all of the kind of singing competition shows that are popular these days, you get more than $600. But you
do get more, and you also get way less talent.
True story.
Man.
Can't deny that. Can't deny that. She developed a reputation for her extraordinary vocal range. She had a 3-octave vocal range. She had perfect pitch and diction, and her improvisation seemed effortless. She signed with Verve Records, founded by manager Norman Granz. In the 1950s and 60s, that was her Songbook era. She recorded a Songbook series interpreting major American composers. Ella Fitzgerald sings the Cole Porter Songbook, the album we're talking about today. She did a Duke Ellington songbook, an Irving Berlin songbook, George and Ira Gershwin songbook, etc. This elevated popular standards into more of a higher art form. She helped to define the Great American Songbook that we've talked about before in previous episodes. She became known as the First Lady of Song and the Queen of Jazz. She had several famous duet albums with Louis Armstrong. She also collaborated with Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Oscar Peterson. She's known for live performances at major international jazz festivals and places like Carnegie Hall. Side note, in all of this time in the late 50s and early 60s when she's really kind of top of the game, so to speak, this is also the civil rights movement. And she faced lots of racial discrimination during her touring. As America was still segregated at that time. However, she was supported by Norman Granz, the producer and concert promoter, who insisted on integrated audiences. So he would not put her in a venue that would not accept an integrated audience, and this helped to kind of break some of the racial barriers at major venues where she was playing. So this album specifically, Ella Fitzgerald sings the Cole Porter Songbook, which is a mouthful to say. It was released in 1956, and this is another one of those examples, guys, where I could not find the actual release date. So I use Apple Music. It says January 1st, 1956, but none of the other research I could that I was looking at could find a specific release date, and I imagine that Apple defaults to January 1 when they don't know what the specific release date is. So if anybody has that. No. Bueller. Okay. It was released on Verve Records. Norman Granz was the producer. Was arranged and conducted by Buddy Bregman. Cole Porter was the composer of the songs. And as we talked about kind of at the top of the episode, it was a 2 LP set, which at the time was unusual and ambitious for a jazz vocalist. You didn't see a lot of these 2 double album sets. Norman Granz had just founded Verve Records, initially to showcase Ella Fitzgerald. He wanted to elevate her beyond novelty hits and swing band. His goal with this album was to position her as a definitive interpreter of serious American songwriting, present jazz vocal music as high art rather than nightclub entertainment. The Songbook concept was born, full-length albums dedicated to one individual composer's body of work. So why Cole Porter first? Norman Granz felt that Cole Porter's catalog was sophisticated, was witty, was harmonically rich, ideal for jazz interpretation, and his songs were already part of the Broadway and Tin Pan Alley canon. So familiarity existed already with a lot of Cole Porter's music. So, as I mentioned, the album effectively helped define what we now call the Great American Songbook. It was recorded in 1956 in Los Angeles, spread over multiple sessions to complete the large original 32-song set. It was produced as a carefully curated studio project, not a live swing kind of situation. Buddy Bregman created lush orchestrated arrangements rather than small jazz combo settings. Influences included Hollywood studio orchestration as well as symphonic pop textures. The orchestra was full-bodied strings, brass, woodwinds, a rhythm section, and the arrangements avoided overwhelming Ella's voice. Instead, they intended to frame her voice and really highlight her as the kind of the star of the production. So, commercial and industry impact had strong sales and critical acclaim. I could not find, again, any research around, like, I didn't see anything on Billboard about this album charting anywhere. I could not find any record sales, like numbers, but it seems to be a successful, at least in what I've seen, it sold well and received critical acclaim from critics of the time.
Well, look, can I speak on that before you move on?
Absolutely. Right.
So if you think of this time period, this album allegedly 1956 release date, is that what we're going with, right?
Yeah.
It's also riding high on the whole Macumbo intervention, which, if you guys don't know,
I was going to bring that up if you didn't.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe was a big supporter and fan of Ella, and she was having obviously some difficulty at certain clubs for both her race and her gender. And at the Macumbo in Hollywood, Marilyn Monroe said, she's the best singer that exists. And if you book her, I will sit in the front row every single night that she's here. And you will have people here because I will be in the front row, and basically paved the way. That was 1 year before this album came out.
Yeah, man. A crazy story. Our racist history is just awful.
It is. And I mean, this is, that's also complicated that it takes a bit of the white savior action to make it push forward. And that's also sad. But I think all of us are grateful that we know Ella's voice. And if that was part of the reason, then I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I mean, not to get too far down into the weeds on this, but I feel like people did know her voice, though, and that's what makes me upset, right? White savior or not. I mean, I totally understand that situation, but Billie Holiday, almost played to exclusively white audiences because they were the ones that would be able to get themselves into the club to see her, and yet had to be helped out to be safe and protected. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole nother. But this is right in the middle of it. All of this greatness,
Yeah, there was definitely a tumultuous time to be a touring performer in the United States as an African American, for sure.
Yeah.
And another kudos to our music society for, even at the time, collaborating willingly between a white gay composer and a black female singer.
Yeah.
Anyway. Sorry, Bert.
All right. No, that's good. That's okay. Hey, I love kind of all the anecdotes, the full story, right? I can only capture so much, unless it's Beyonce, then I get everything. So I mentioned this did not place on the Billboard 200 albums chart. That said, Ella's okay. She was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2000, a special Grammy Award established in 1973 to honor recordings that are 25 years old and have had qualitative or historical significance. In 2003, this album was one of 50 recordings chosen by the Library of Congress to be added to the National Recording Registry. Ella's got 13 Grammy Awards. She had a National Medal of the Arts in 1987. She got the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1992. She's had Kennedy Center honors. She's often cited as one of the greatest vocalists in recorded history. We've already said that a couple of times. She's awesome, and there are not enough accolades that can be showered on her, I think, as an artist and as a singer. So that's what I've got for my rundown. Other stuff that you guys had when you were doing the listen this week, or that you found doing some research?
Do you guys know if she's on the, that we set that CD into space?
Oh, the golden disc.
Yes. Do you know if she's on? I know there's a couple singers on there. It just occurred to me when you said something about her accolades. I wondered if she was. I feel like she is, but I'd probably be wrong. Anyway.
Well, let's find out.
I can't remember.
I don't know about background that I dug up any. I did a lot of. I knew that we would collectively come with a lot of info, and I did a lot of research on, not a lot, but an ancillary research on Cole Porter because I thought that was going to be pertinent to our discussion too. So I have some information on him to share at some point, but because I mean this is really an album of his as well.
Well, let's hear it.
I could now if you want.
It's still all the background stuff.
I mean, it's a marginal story of his. I didn't feel like I knew anything about Cole Porter, and I really didn't. And so, I briefly took some time. But he went to school. He went to Yale. He ended up at Yale for to be a lawyer, as directed by his grandfather, who was very rich. And at Yale, he had fun entertaining people. He wrote, if you're into Yale, I guess he wrote either the fight song or some popular Yale music because he loved entertaining everybody. And he eventually bailed on lawyership and went into music school at Yale. And, started writing then. And, of course, being close to New York City, he started traveling to the city. And that's when he started getting into writing shows and into the musical scene. Went in World War I, went to France to I guess serve in the war, and ended up that's about where the history left off on that subject, other than it said he was owning lavish apartment in France, holding extravagant parties, recreational drugs, large surplus of recreational drugs, Italian nobility. And this is where the gay and bisexual lifestyle was allowed to kind of ride for him at this time. Ends up marrying a woman, Linda Lee Thomas. She served for him as a kind of help to make him look heterosexual in a judgy world, and he served for her to kind of rebound off of a really bad marriage, I believe, is what I was reading about. And they loved each other. They thought they were great. She thought he should be a classical composer and tried to use her power. She was some sort of elite, and tried to get him to study with Stravinsky, and it didn't work out. And I'm not sure why, but he just loved writing for shows, I guess. And so, anyway, he kept on and wrote these shows and a lot of failures, man. I think there's where a lot of these songs came from, was just, these guys that keep writing throughout the years, from the 20s to the 50s. I mean, the amount of failures chalked up outweigh the amount of huge successes he has. And I guess that's just the way it is in the world of, probably in composition in general, but writing.
It's a shotgun approach.
But the thing about him that's very interesting is he wrote his own music and the book half the time. I mean, he did it all, and his arrangements. A lot of times he wrote music for somebody else's book, but he was kind of a well-rounded creator in that sense. But a lot of the songs on this, I wanted to do this because a lot of the songs on this, the stock market crash didn't help him either. That screwed up Broadway right when he was getting going, and that threw him off track too. But he kept at it. But a lot of songs on this record come from a lot of these musicals, mainly like Anything Goes he wrote, and I was in Anything Goes when I was a kid, actually. It has a very weird two characters that are Chinese brothers, and they're not okay to play in my mind in this day and age. And
didn't age well.
It's so stereotypical, and I even felt bad as a ninth grader playing those roles, but I didn't know really anybody.
I'll never forget when I was in high school. We did West Side Story, Sharks and the Jets, right? And so the guys who played the Sharks, I mean, the stuff is the way that it's written in the dialogue is very like,
no.
You're supposed to be putting on the accent and the whole thing, and it was like, even in like 1995, it was like, woof,
dude.
No thanks.
It's cringy, and I don't remember.
Yeah.
Is our characters? They're really, really sidebar characters.
Yeah,
they're a comic relief, really, and. Yeah. I don't remember if we did the stuff, or if it was written into the script, but it's not good. Yeah. But anyway, out of that came I Get a Kick Out of You, All Through the Night, You're the Top, of course, Anything Goes. I mean, those are on this record. They're all from that show.
From that show, yeah.
But I wanted to get to this quote. I'm not a good reporter, so you got to just,
We're here for it, man. It's all
with
right.
a grain of salt. But I get to this quote, and he said not about his failures, but about the fact that the shows that he didn't feel were high art were the ones that were making it to the scene. And it's what we talk about a lot too, is the general populace does not want to hear high art. They don't want to be challenged, He said, sophisticated illusions are good for about 6 weeks. More fun, but only for myself and about 18 other people, all of whom are first-nighters anyway. Polished, urbane, and adult playwriting in the musical field is strictly a creative luxury. It's the bane of it all, isn't it? Ryan, you're a composer. You know that story.
Well, and he was also, he's living simultaneously in New York with people like Bernstein, who are able to cross those worlds, and I'm sure there's some rub there.
Yep. Yeah. And, but overall, a wild career. Also lived an awesome life. He fell, or he got squished by a horse and lost the ability to use his legs. Eventually had to get one amputated. That's when he stopped working altogether. And but he spanned the gap into the world of movies. That's about
Drew,
what I came up with, I think.
I'm really glad you did that because it was on my hot list, because this isn't just an Ella album.
Yeah.
It's also a Cole Porter album.
Yeah.
Well,
And I wanted to do something like this, and I didn't. So thank you for doing that.
I'm sorry that it's as lackluster as it is, but I knew it can't take long, and I can't read the majority of my own writing, so I try to synopsize as well as I can. But I agree. He wrote all these songs. And I was thinking about it with Pavarotti, and we talk about that fact. There's a fact that this is not Ella's music. She's recording it. However, we're saying she's the greatest singer. What's she going to do if she doesn't write music? She's got to sing something.
Yep.
But let's also talk a little bit about the writer, and so there's a little
A little sidebar there, because I actually have this in my notes related to Pavarotti, is that I feel like one of the wins of the Pavarotti album is that on its initial release, they had all that material in the can and released it as a single album. And as the album became family loved, they released additional tracks.
They grew it.
This
that's
could
a good
have
point.
benefited from that.
Yeah. Well, it benefited from a little production restraint.
I'm just saying. Because here's what's unfortunate about it, and I hate to jump ahead, is all of her performances on these are amazing.
Yeah.
But there's an inevitable burnout about hearing this style of music for 2 hours. And it does a disservice to her. It does a disservice to Cole Porter, and it does a disservice to the band to have them all smashed into when mega session.
Yeah.
And I was actually shocked when we first did this. When I first dove in for this, I was like, oh, you guys were all talking. Oh my gosh, there's so much music. I'm like, oh, they're looking at some like reboot 2023.
Ron's got the wrong album again.
And then Ryan got on Discogs,
and then I
found...
went on Discogs. Actually, that's the first place I went. Thank you. And I was like, son of a bitch.
I'll say this to that point. They, for whatever the thought was, I can't speak to, but they thought through the songs and their appearances, because I feel like they broke up the ballads. Could have been accidental, but doesn't feel like it. B, they broke up the songs from the shows. When I was cross-referencing the songs, there's more groups of songs from more shows. I just want to sit here and list them off. But when I was cross-referencing them, they're not appearing together on the record. So it's not like, here are the Anything Goes charts. Here are the...
No, you're right. Yeah, that was... Which I liked a lot, actually. It makes it more like a medley. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look at the track list, did you guys look at how it splits on the records?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it does have good breaks there. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead, Bert.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, we were to the point where if we got an advertiser this week, that would be the time to feature that advertisement.
Okay. Drew, go ahead.
Oh, I'm making mental notes to finish some projects I started, but I got nothing for you today, man. No calls have been made to my desk this week.
Well, then you guys are lucky that I received the best call. That's right, because this week's podcast has been made possible through the generous support of the Christian Brothers Theater.
Oh, hell.
Oh, they're not just back. They're announcing pre-sale tickets for their first summer production, which I may say sounds promising. So here's what they sent over. Introducing the most delightfully unexpected mashup to hit the stage. Boy Georges Bizet's Carmen Chameleon. Yes, that Carmen, the fiery heroine of the classic opera of Georges Bizet, now strutting into town with the unmistakable sound of the style of Boy George. And the best part? The show is arranged and co-composed by the man himself, George Allen O'Dowd. That's Boy George for you who don't know. You already know the story. Carmen, the ultimate heartbreaker, Don Jose, the hopeless romantic, and Escamillo, the swaggering toreador. But this time, things sound a little different. When Carmen sings the habanera, she doesn't just warn that love is a rebellious bird. She literally pleads with Don Jose. Do you really want to hurt me? Don Jose tries to subdue his jealousy, but his Spanish colors don't just bleed red and gold. They're red, gold, and green. Green with envy. It's opera, it's pop, it's cultural collision, where the 19th century Seville meets 1980s new wave, and somehow the cast still manages to hit those high notes and the high hair. So if you've ever wondered what would happen if Bizet met Boy George backstage and said, hey, let's make Carmen fabulous, your answer is waiting. Boy George Bizet Carmen Chameleon. Only at Christian Brothers Theater. Tickets are on sale now. Get them now before they come and go. They come and go. They come and go. Oh.
Oh, that is amazing.
I bet you the costumes for that thing are just intense.
Look, man,
that's good stuff.
Christian Brothers Theater always pushing the envelope.
I'm pulling out all the stops.
You know, Ron, we could meet there.
Ooh.
Is it like a halfway in between for you guys? Are you?
Nope.
Nope.
It's really easy for me.
How far are you from Branson, dude?
Yeah, 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
I think that's about 5 for me. I can do that.
Okay, well, there we go.
We'll see. We'll see you there.
We'll see what happens to the weather when we meet
right.
again.
It's gonna be
Right.
takes a little bit longer for Drew and I to get to Branson, I would imagine. Hey, thanks so much to the Christian Brothers Theater once again. You know, showing that return on investment. Like if you advertise with the 100 Albums podcast, you're gonna get your stuff out there. People are gonna listen, and they're gonna want to line up to see Boy George and George Bizet come together.
And here's a little spoiler. I'm not sure, maybe I shouldn't say. I have heard rumor that Tony Danza is going to return back to Branson proper, as opposed to off Branson Theater. And from what I'm reading, let's just say you're going to want to listen to this podcast to be in the know. Yeah. Because I've got the hot goss, and you are going to want a cup of my tea when it comes to Tony Danza.
Yeah, I mean, isn't their philosophy something like to keep the supply and demand in order? The only outlet they advertise is here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Well, why would you waste your money on places where people don't hear? And clearly, we are Branson in a nutshell. So,
okay. Hey, Drew, FYI, on the, just going back to the golden disc conversation on the Voyager satellite, you were asking if Ella Fitzgerald is on the golden record that's flying through space right now. She is not.
Well, somebody is.
Bach,
Well, no.
Mozart, Beethoven, Stravinsky.
Oh, okay.
yeah, she was
Blind-
unfortunately her skin color was just too dark to get on
No,
the record.
Blind Willie Johnson, Louis Armstrong, Chuck Berry,
Oh.
and then some other artists: Kasarbai Kirkar, Valya Balkanska, Kamil Jalilov, and electronic composer Laurie Spiegel.
When was this set?
And here's the
70s?
funny thing. What's really interesting is guess who produced this record? Jimmy Iovine, who we talked about. Was that on the? Wasn't Michael Jackson's Thriller? It was another album that we talked about where Jimmy Iovine was a big producer on one of those records. So anyway, lots of interesting stuff there, but no Ella Fitzgerald on that on that album. So now it is time, as we always do, guys. Good, bad, ugly. On the re-listen of Ella Fitzgerald Sings the Cole Porter Songbook, what strikes you about the album? What's good? What is bad? And is there any ugly?
I'm going to take the easy one on this. Ella Fitzgerald. That's the good. Every bit of it.
Good one, Ron.
I don't have any ugly. I am going to take the easy shot on this one. But I mean, she's a great singer. I've always liked her. I've never listened to this much of any artist, let alone Ella Fitzgerald. But I mean, it's all good. I find nothing wrong with this. And I'd never really thought about diction, you know, in a singer, and in doing the research, you know, the praise that she was getting on her diction and other aspects of her singing. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah, this is really good from other aspects other than just hitting notes. So, yeah.
I think one of her gifts is her ability to storytell through a song. I know she gets a lot of credit for her scatting as well, but I feel like when you're listening to like classic songs like this, she really brings you into the moment. For me, I feel like this is really showcased on what I think is one of the best recorded versions of Let's Do It.
Birds do it, bees do it, even educated fleas do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love.
And even songs that I don't like as much, like her version on this of In the Still of the Night.
In the still of the night, as I gaze from my window at the moon in its flight.
I think is really phenomenal. And then songs that I already know I like, which I think Drew mentioned earlier, like, you know, Anything Goes.
In olden days, a glimpse of stockings was looked on as something shocking. Now, heaven knows, anything goes. Good authors too.
All of You.
The heart and soul of you. So love at least a small percent of me do. For I love all of you.
The list goes on. There are some huge hits on here, and her ability to sort of make them fresh and pull you into the story of the song, I think is just phenomenal. Those are huge goods for me. And yes, you can credit the composer, like we talked about with the Frank Sinatra album, which I did not get to participate on because Ron blew up my internet that day. But the idea that it's just Cole Porter, replace it with another singer and see what finds out.
Yeah.
Imagine this being Joss Stone sings the Cole Porter songbook, and see if you can listen to 2 hours of that.
Well, you'll be happy to know that in some of my research on Cole Porter, in 2004, there was a movie made about his life that starred Kevin Kline and was it Ashley Judd as his wife. And from the soundtrack, oh man, I don't have it queued up. There are some surprises on the soundtrack, but there's been other tributes, including Alanis Morissette.
In Spain, the best upper sets do it. Lithuanians, and let's do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. The Dutch in Old Amsterdam do it.
Oh, it was U2. Ryan, you're one of your favorite bands.
I do love them.
Doing some,
wait. So wait, if we have to time out, so this movie that you're talking about with Kevin Kline and who'd you say?
Ashley Simpson.
Ashley Judd.
Oh,
I think so.
And the soundtrack had Cole Porter tributes by U2, like it was on that soundtrack?
Hang on, I'm getting there.
That's bananas.
Okay, so,
and how did I?
No, okay. So in 1990, a Red Hot and Blue album came out. That's one of the tributes to him to benefit AIDS research, which was hot at the time then. And it featured 20 Cole Porter songs, included U2 and Annie Lennox, who would be respectable. But the movie, where is it? It's called The Lovely, 2004. And it starred Kevin Kline as Cole Porter and Ashley Judd as Linda. The soundtrack includes Porter songs sung by Alanis Morissette, Sheryl Crow, Elvis Costello, Diana Krall, and Natalie Cole, among others.
Okay, so Diana Krall, Natalie Cole, I can see those.
Oh, Elvis Costello would be.
Even Elvis
I love
Costello.
Elvis Costello.
Yeah. Anyway, that's wild.
Question then, Drew. Given the title, was Lady Miss Keir involved?
The title of what, the movie?
Yeah. You said
The Lovely.
The Lovely. Because she was all about, is it lovely? Is it Deee-Lite?
How do you say? De groovy? How do you say? De gorgeous? How do you say? Deee-Lite, 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 Deee-Lite. We're going to dance.
No, Deee-Lite.
Oh, Lady Miss Keir. It took me a second, Ryan.
Wow.
Deee-Lite. I love it.
I just knew.
I don't know how you
talking about,
guys
so
can possibly forget her. Did you not have physical copies of her cassette in your hand when you were a pubescent teenager and memorize her name? Was that just me? Okay,
just you, bro.
I had the.
I won't get into that like I did with Pearl Jam.
It was more a singular thing.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, I got to name some songs in the good. Too Darn Hot, I think, was awesome.
That's a good Too Darn Hot.
Good tune.
It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. I'd like to sup with my baby tonight.
It's funny in the Still of the Night. I heard, it's a great track and a great recording of it. I heard the precursors to the, if you guys know the Trololo song that got popular about 30 years ago on viral videos. No?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Bert, you'll have to
I'll have to drop it in.
there. It's a beautiful moment in internet history. But that was just a stupid comment I had. But I Love Paris, one of my favorites. I wish they kind of played a little harder, but it was good still.
I love Paris in the springtime. I love Paris in the fall.
And I get a kick out of You, and it's not the only one, but it's the one I noted.
So tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? Some get a kick.
The guitar playing in the beginning of it, and then the piano later, I think are just fabulous. It is a performance of high in the jazz idiom alone and just in general. I mean, these guys are flying over these changes in ways that are just so nice. And they are so buried in the mix because, of course, we're highlighting Ella's voice here, but a big good for me is that one.
I just looked up this Trololo
You've
song.
never seen it?
How did I miss this?
Dude, I used to listen. I was arranging it for my concert band. I had a student that was going to sing it that year, and I lost interest.
Oh, my
Yes,
gosh.
exactly.
Ron, I'm going to drop this in the chat just so you can fucking...
You have to watch it at its entirety.
You do have to watch it.
Well,
but
the watching is the thing that makes it uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
This comes to our listeners. If for some reason you were
I'll
Bert,
put it in the show notes.
if you were Bert and missed the past 40 years of life,
I don't know how I missed this, man.
I don't
'cause-
either. It was when we were all just because we didn't used to have internet,
Yeah.
and it was the early days there that.
So this the link that the one I pulled up is 16 years ago. So
That
that's
was-
still
Sure.
like 2010.
But there's so much shit that I
No,
miss on a
this
regular
was-
basis. Like I swear I live in a cave sometimes.
not only is it early,
You live in a cave filled with dead pigs.
It was most definitely recorded, I think, in the 70s or 60s.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Russia,
definitely
Russia
older
somewhere.
than that.
I want to go on. Can I
Yes,
progress to
absolutely.
the
Yes,
less
go.
hot stuff? Because
Well, I just want to say really quickly. I still got a couple of good. I haven't waited on.
No.
Good. Are you saying no? You're cut off. I just want to say one thing really quickly. It's less about Ella. I knew going into this. I love Ella Fitzgerald's voice. She's got a great voice. That was a given. But the Cole Porter aspect of things, I knew. I think much of Cole Porter's work, but there were some songs. So on the second disc, I've Got You Under My Skin.
But why should I try to resist when, darling, I know so well I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice.
Did not realize that was a Cole Porter tune. So what some of the good that I took away from the listen was, oh, hey, I didn't realize just how far Cole Porter's reach was in terms of the vast catalog that he had composed, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the songs I knew, all the stuff from Anything Goes. I played Pitt in that show, so I know all of those tunes and stuff. But just really enjoyed kind of some of that discovery that I made, as well as, again, as I talked about at the top of the show, the vibe. I just really like the whole vibe of even though it's long, and that's your transition into bad, Ryan.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's like, so first, Drew had mentioned too that like Cole had a battle with selling versus what he wanted to write esoterically. And what I like about this is it does show a good mix of that. Because even though it's a popular tune today and by a lot of jazz musicians, like Love for Sale.
Love for sale. Appetizing young love for sale.
Is kind of an unusual chart. You know, it's not something that you would immediately tag as being a hit. And I think that kind of rides the line for Cole Porter to what Drew said earlier. But in terms of bad, there are some songs on here where I feel like the band did a great disservice. And well, not the band, the arranger of the band didn't do so well. And there are tunes that everyone does. I've Got You Under Your Skin, or Under My Skin, as Bert mentioned. Yeah. I feel like everyone does that. Night and Day. I feel like these were really bland arrangements. I felt like the arrangement of Anything Goes, which is the second song on the album, was kind of milky.
Just okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and it just felt, even All of You, which I love that song. It's like just doing such a disservice to the singer. And this is a lack of preparation on my part. I did not look into who did the arrangements of this. So my apologies for not.
Buddy Bregman.
Buddy. Okay. Buddy, you're on my list. You had one of the greatest voices with one of the greatest songbooks of all time. And some of this kind of sucks.
I will add to that.
It becomes background music without even trying.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of the Miss Otis Regrets arrangement.
Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today, Madam.
I thought that was an interestingly just kind of slow take to what I'm used to hearing anyway. At least the recordings I've ever heard. Maybe that's just the way, my opinion. I like it that way. But the song Do I Love You, it goes to such a slow tempo. I almost marked it, but I didn't bother. But it is so slow. I don't know how they could even keep a beat. And again, that's that same thing, Ryan. Even if it's just tempo that they're dealing with, just why do you do this so slow? A ballad is a ballad, but that is remarkably slow, that song.
Drew, did you listen to any of the extended cuts in preparation for this?
I doubt I did. No.
So I did, and there are also outtakes where she says into the mic what you are saying.
No way.
She literally is like, I feel like there's no flow here at all, essentially. I'm paraphrasing. And they're like, we want to get every bit out of this that people are going to want to hear. And she's like, I don't think this is right. So there was a production problem there.
Yeah.
Choices were made.
Yeah.
But hey, guess they were right because it made it to this poster. So
that was the goal. We got to get on this poster.
In 50 years, we're going to be.
In 100 years.
The only bad I had was, man, this is long. And I feel like we've established that. But other bad side or negative things you guys?
I have a negative. I don't know if it's bad or ugly. It's kind of a funny one, but and I can't remember which song I was referring to, but there's a couple. It could be the Let's Do It song. It's basically like we have dogged country albums on making list songs. It's a list song. And there are other jazz songs like it when you're starting to sing about how much you love somebody in the ways. And it's like,
let me count the ways.
No.
I love you. I love you like the rain in springtime. I love you. And at some point I'm like, this is just like a country song. This is a list song, man. We should be dogging this stuff.
I had the same thought on that one, actually.
That's funny.
That's one of the Cole Porter.
I mean, the list song is definitely part of this tradition first.
Yeah.
I think, if anything, the one thing I've learned about country music is it's not just about the list song, it's about one turn of phrase that's just a little bit of a wink, and that becomes your whole career.
Yeah.
The hook.
The The hook brings
Like,
you back.
for example, Bell Bottoms Up.
I'm filling up these jeans like it do my cup. Go back, go down, bell bottoms up.
Which is what Lainey
Wilson.
Wilson.
I thought you were going to say something about Belle Biv DeVoe, and I wasn't sure where this was going.
I wish, but you know, like it's just that turn of phrase. And having recently been to Nashville, I can tell you that's all that matters. So it's like
Yes.
you go there and it's like, oh, there's Laney's Bell Bottoms Up bar, and there's whoever sings the song, I love this bar.
I love this bar. I love this bar.
has a country restaurant there called This Bar.
What's Kenny Chesney? Something like Barefoot Nation. Barefoot Nation. I think that's what it is. A lot of people up here.
It's probably not there anymore.
I love this bar is Toby Keith for the record.
Yeah, well, fuck him too.
One more comment to her songs or his songs. One of his statements was that his songs can exist beyond the shows they're in. They could be intertwined in any other of his shows or any shows and can exist on their own. And I think if anything good, this album proves that. I mean, if you didn't know that this was a guy that was writing in Tin Pan Alley, if you didn't know these were from musicals, you wouldn't have any idea because they're just a good little tune.
They're standalone songs. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, guys. Results and ratings time. Ron, where are you at on this one? Scale of 1 to 10.
5.
I go to 5. Okay, let me update my spreadsheet and do the maths. So Ron gives it a 5. I gave it a 7.3.
What?
Oddly specific. Not
Yeah,
sure
that's-
why, but that's on the initial rating. That's what it was, a 7.3.
You wanted her a little better than your other sevens. I understand.
Maybe Drew gave it an 8, and Ryan gave it a 6.3. Also, somewhat oddly specific there.
Did you guys talk about this shit back and
No,
forth?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, maybe we did 2.5 years ago or whatever it was. Average score then was a 7.2. That's without Ron's rating. If we include Ron's rating right now,
we discussed this in the bracket. We're not including Ron's rating because Ron gets fucked.
Ron's rating brings it down to a 6.6. But Ryan, Drew, anybody want to update their score or change their score?
Yeah. It's got to be a 7 for me.
So Drew's going down as well. Okay.
So this is a weird one because I feel like
You still Natalie Imbruglia, huh?
I think I would probably I'd take it to a 6 as opposed to a 6.3, and I would still buy this. I think I would never play it in its entirety in one sitting.
Yeah.
But I think if I had it on in physical form, it would give me the liberty to be like, I want to listen to disc 1 or disc 2, and it would be beautiful. You could kind of make the call. What are the songs I want to hear today? And she's so good that I don't think you'd feel the burnout. Oh, thank you, Drew.
Yes, Drew yawns.
I was burning out
Yeah,
on your
I
statement.
mean, it's no, I feel you. It's late. So
it would have
Ryan,
been nice of them to order them differently than Ryan and have the side be the ballads and this other side be the swings.
No,
that'd be rough. But Ryan, you prompt a good question. We normally ask if you could remove one song to make the album better, what would it be? And in this case, it's like if you could remove one album, or one disc
or side,
but of the two discs of the two albums, which is the one you would go to if you owned this?
I
disc
like
1 or disc 2.
Oh, probably disc 1.
Yeah.
But I do like some tracks on disc 2 as well.
Yeah.
I think it would part of the fun of owning it would be like, hey, I'm in the mood for this, because I actually her compilation that she does with Duke Ellington is the same thing. It's 4 sides, and I'm in the mood. Sometimes like, oh man, I want to hear her sing in a sentimental mood. So I'm putting on disc 1, side 2, and I'm letting that play out, and I'm very satisfied with that. So I could see how this would have some usage in my house as owning. So I'll stay at 6.
Okay, cool. Drew, how about you? Are you staying where you are? Or you went down a little bit? Yeah.
It shouldn't be an 8.
You went down to a 7.
I'm not gonna haver about it, but 7.
Okay, cool.
7's good enough.
I don't know why a 7.3 for me, but I'm gonna stay there. I enjoyed the listen, so I'm not gonna fight it.
That's weird. You guys did that in the same week.
I mean, it's odd, right? Normally we're on like a 7 point or a 7.5, but not somewhere in between. But whatever. So hey, now it is that time, fellas. The beloved Margaritaville. If this artist, Ella Fitzgerald, or Cole Porter, I mean, let's throw it out there, he's the writer of the music, had a restaurant or chain of restaurants a la Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, what would it be called, and what would the theme be? And I've got a reluctant 4, because we had a lot to work with this week. Ryan has 1, Ron has 2. Drew, did you have any?
I have 3.
3. Let's kick it off with Drew because he came prepared.
See, this is again the supply and demand thing. I keep it high demand, so they're special.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the first one is I concentrate on you, and what you order, whatever it is on their menu. I'm not the decider of that. Gets blended and boiled down into a concentrate and poured into your mouth from above. For your meal.
So you get your dinner beer bong.
There you go.
Yeah, basically like Willy Wonka style. I'm thinking like steak concentrate. I get a kick out of UEWE. It's not what you think.
Well done.
This is a vegan restaurant. This is for
vegan restaurant.
Yeah, this is for like flagellate people that feel the need to take the brunt of the things in society they don't like, and so this is you go to the vegan
their
restaurant.
penance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and they take it for the rest of us meat eaters, and so they go into a pen with angry sheep and get kicked around for a while. When they can get their way out, they get to eat their vegan meal.
Oh,
my
that's
God.
good.
And
That's good.
And Anything Goes is just, very simply a brewery serving specialty sour beers. Nothing more creative on that.
What do you got against sours? How's that work?
I don't drink them. I've got nothing against them, but Anything Goes. Get it?
Oh, I think. Oh, go. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
I think that's how you pronounce it. That was my so.
No,
goes
that
would have been
was
easier.
good.
But
Yeah, no, you're right.
yeah, nothing creative about that. But
All right, so I have a combo. So technically it's 2, but it could also just be 1. You Do Something to Me All Night is an extremely spicy hot wing joint.
Wasn't sure where you're going to go with that, but okay.
Well, I mean, it could also be a whorehouse, but I'm trying to keep it clean for the kids.
Too late.
lay it out.
We do have an explicit rating on our podcast, so it's all good.
Thanks, Ron.
I'm here for you.
Nice, Ron. We need to drop
Thanks,
that in
Ron.
a lot more than we do.
Yeah, we do. Oh, that's good. Nice. Do you have any more?
All
Ron?
right, so no, that's it, man. What
That's
you
it.
got? Or Ryan's got one.
Ryan's got one.
Well, I one is an opening thought, which is with jazz standards, anyone who has ever played in a big band has had to suffer terrible puns based on all of these big band arrangement song names.
Yeah.
And since these are all Cole Porter songs, I was immediately offended and said, fuck that. I'm not doing it. Because they're all weak puns. You guys have played the charts. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
But my other thing comes from my experience in Nashville. And so this would be called Ella's Place.
Well done.
Because you
the
just
point.
name it after the person.
You just do it. That's what's going to bring the people in. Okay, well, okay. I don't know how we should have ended with you, Ryan. I don't know how to follow that. I've got 4. One's a buffalo kind of hot wings, spicy thing. It's called Just One of Those Wings.
Ah.
Womp womp.
Are they too darn hot?
That would be the tagline there.
Double,
too darn
double.
hot. The next one's a distillery and pub where you can get some food, and it's called In the Still of the Bite. In the still of the bite. It's a double.
It's a distillery. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I like that. Let me ask you: when they serve you things, do they give them to you in more than one? Because of the I love pears.
That's an item on the menu.
So here's the
at
thing:
this
I
restaurant.
tried to come up with something on I Love Pears, and I couldn't get there. I've got another. So in State College, we have a place called the Waffle Shop, and they only serve breakfast. They're open from like 6 a.m. to like 2 p.m. or something like that. All they have is breakfast food. So this is a breakfast only place, and it's called Miss Otis's Grits. She's unable to lunch today.
Oh.
It's hard to fit it on the marquee, but it's there.
But a marquee would be your way because you could put the little letters across.
That's right, little letters. Okay, and the last one then is this is very specific. It is a chocolate milk bar where you're served chocolate milk by someone dressed in a rabbit costume. And it's called I Get a Quick Out of You.
Oh man,
nice.
So shout out to Quick for our younger listeners aren't going to get that reference because where's the rabbit, guys? I don't know what happened to him, but he's unemployed now. So
one thing's for sure about because rabbits are pretty fast, and some get a quick from cocaine.
Okay.
Some get
Good
no
stuff.
quick from cocaine.
That's right.
There's I feel like we missed.
I'm sure there are plenty of others.
Yeah,
There's
there's
32 tracks on this album.
We missed some. So, folks, if you're listening,
Yes.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, maybe give us some suggestions. What were some amazing restaurants that we missed, or theme areas? Let us know. I don't know. Maybe there's a BDSM place called You're the Top, but whatever is the best. Just let us know.
I was going to say like a nice speakeasy called Always True to You in My Old Fashioned.
Okay, so
I just came up with that one on the spot. That's live.
We're riffing now.
We're riffing.
This is what we're doing. Look, can you feel it, guys? Can you feel the energy?
We're basically
If you're
like
listening?
we're like
I
like
do-
a improv.
Oh,
group.
snap! Everyone start snapping. I'm pointing to Bert. Yo, Bert, yeah.
I would like to ask of our listeners.
Red leather,
though,
yellow leather.
Yes, and
If you have a suggestion, don't be like Matt and say, I have a suggestion. Please actually leave a suggestion instead of saying there's a glaring choice
and
and just
a month
leaving it
after.
there.
A month
Bert-
after.
Bert, where can they leave that?
a lot of different places, but the preferred one would be speakpipe.com/100albums. That's speakpipe.com/100albums. Leave us a voice note and we can add your voice to the podcast in a future episode. Hey, closing thoughts time, guys. Additional takes, shit we forgot. Any other closing thoughts that you've got about Ella or about Cole Porter or about this album?
I mean, I think the big takeaway for me as someone who already loves Ella Fitzgerald was that, damn, Cole Porter had some great catchy tunes. I think I don't know enough about Cole. I know more about Ella, and that was really eye-opening for me.
That was one of my big takeaways from the lesson this week. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you've
Good,
seen
Ron, you guys got
seen
anything?
his name. You've always seen his name. You've seen his name. You've seen his name here and there.
And
and
I
you know
love
his stuff when you hear it. You're like, oh, I didn't realize. Oh, like that's yeah.
It's also one of my favorite beer styles. Is a porter.
A porter, yeah, I like a dark. Yeah, I'm up there.
And if you do all of your filtering over some coal.
That would be a Cole Porter.
It would.
Right
Just in
there's
time-
another one you could have added, guys.
Just
that
in time
actually
for
would work.
just in time for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Okay, let's bring it home, fellas. Now, listeners, please go and listen to Ella Fitzgerald Sings the Cole Porter Songbook and let us know what you think. Hit us up with a voice message at speakpipe.com/100albums. You can email us at 100albums@bertislow.com. You can connect with us on Instagram or Facebook at 100albums podcast, or see all the places you can connect with us at our website, 100albumspodcast.com. What's next, guys?
What is next?
You don't know what's next. I know what's next because it's in the rundown right here in front of me. Join us next week, everyone, as we chat about the rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
Oh my God!
By
I'm
David
so
Bowie.
excited.
That's going to be a fucking awesome episode. So please join us. It's going to be a great conversation. Thanks as always for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Later, turkeys.
It's the 7 chord that starts. Bert, you're way off. You
I
can't
am
start
off.
half
I'm
of it.
sorry. It's been a minute.
You know what? You ruined it. We've been online rehearsing this for an hour. Ron.
Jeez, man.
How y'all doing?
Happy birthday, Ron.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man.
That was
How do you feel old?
I always feel old.
Okay.
I don't feel any older today because I feel old every day. Would
Is
have
this, 43?
Oh God, I wish. 48,
Isn't it weird that 43 seems young?
straight up, dude.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
It does.
That's messed up.
You guys,
I got coworkers who, or my sister-in-law just turned 40 over the weekend. I was like, oh, aren't you cute?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I do have some bad news to reveal to the podcast. It comes on 2 fronts. I wanted to wait till we're all here to discuss it. One, I went to Nashville, and all the restaurants are named after whoever is really popular in country music. And unlike our naming conventions, it was really boring. So I think going forward, my answer will be like, what is Beyonce's restaurant called? It'd be called Beyonce's.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And then the other bad news is that I met up with Ron, and that was the good news. But if it spells the future for all of us getting together, the very next day it hailed and snowed and rained, and I thought we were gonna die.
Wait,
And that
in
was
Kansas
just,
City?
it did. So that was just the 2 of us. So like if all 4 of us get together, I think it will be a rift that tears the planet apart.
Oh, it'll be a
theory.
plague of frogs
Ooh, the frog plague.
Or
or
the
meat showers.
rain. Yeah, the meat showers. Yeah.
Did you guys know about that?
I didn't, but man, it did make me hungry.
Well, somebody shared it, and it was like the 150th anniversary of it or something the other day. I'm like, what the hell? Tennessee meat shower, Kentucky meat shower.
Honestly, it
That's
sounds
also an Urban Dictionary reference. The Tennessee meat shower.
It sounds like a euphemism for something, right? Like
Yeah,
the
Like, not good.
Sounds
What
like
was it,
a
Ray-Bans
prison
or
incident
the-
or something, you know?
medieval helmet.
Alabama Hot Pocket.
I was there that day in the prison during the Tennessee meat shower.
Up here, we call a good mullet a Tennessee tuxedo.
Nice.
There's a beer called Cold Porter.
Is there? I was wondering that as we were talking about it. I was like,
It's not
if somebody
filtered
hasn't
through
done
coal.
that, like,
It's just a shitty name for it. Like, it's just a dark.
is it COAL or COLE?
COAL.
Yeah, okay.
But still, they didn't even like filter through coal or something.
What brewery?
Atlantic Brewing Company.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck 'em.
Coming up here.
So here's the question, and this
Is it
goes back
cask
to one of my
beer?
earlier things, is like for the people who go into the Atlantic Brewing Company's tasting room or whatever, and they order a Cole Porter, do they get the joke?
It depends on when they go.
No,
If they go
maybe.
in during night and day, maybe.
Oh.